how he got into this space and where we find ourselves today. But you're welcome to join us as we go into the last stretch of the show. The lines are open on 0861 on X. We go by at Power FM 987 at Katlero Lorodi underscore Joe Eric Badimuke. I was busy saying here that Jorik, and I'm glad that you corrected me. So it's Joe Eric.
Yes,
Good
Joe Eric.
morning. Good morning, Joe Eric. How are you doing?
Sir. I'm good, and you?
I'm okay, man. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, sir. And I would just like to say thank you so much for letting me to be here, and I really appreciate it for the opportunity you have given me.
You're most welcome. Let's get to know you, man, and get a sense of how we find you here doing swimming. I mean, this becomes a very important quote, and we tend to see a lot of people just looking into going into swimming. You even started your own swimming club. Are you a professional swimmer? How do we find you in this space?
I am not a professional swimmer. I wanted to pursue that as a professional, but the problem is now that I had a problem with my shoulder, and then I had to okay, cool then, because I can't go that big to professional, and then I had to say that no, let me start my own thing then, and create champions in the country, and make those kids out there who wants to be professional swimmers, and they should be professional swimmers. Yes.
And how do we find you in this space? Joe Eric, have you always been a swimmer? Is this something that you basically do growing up as well? Is this something that you constantly pursue?
Yes, I started first with life saving. Yeah, I started being a lifeguard at the age of 15. I used to be at Aqua Martina. She's now president of life saving, and I swim under a club, and then I was also did my training of life saving under a club, and then from there, then I started working working as a lifeguard at municipality pools. From school, after school, I go there and I assist as a lifeguard, and then I started seeing how people are drowning, and it really used to disturb me, and seeing kids that are under 2, under 4, and then it was really disturbing me, and I was like, no, you know what, I need to make something that it's going to work here, and that it's gonna prevent drowning around the country. So that's how I started pursuing coaching, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. Also, when you look at the fact that you mentioned lifeguarding here, this would give us a sense of you having experienced it, you having seen the importance of people having to learn how to swim. What have been your observations, man? Are we a nation that rallies behind this quote? That basically you reckon that maybe people still take it as a hobby, by the way, or you reckon that this is something that everyone should really arm themselves with, because you just never know that you need to learn how to swim?
For me, that this swimming is very important for everyone to know how to swim. Perfectly with kids, because mostly it's kids that are drowning, and we also, as a parent, we have to get involved with also swimming, because sometimes we take our kids to swimming, and then to swimming in a water resort, and then our child cannot swim, and then also a parent cannot swim. So my point is that everybody should know how to swim, and it's very important if the kids could start at a young age, and that builds the confidence, that builds water safety, that makes them be familiar with water earlier than when they get old. And also, parents have this culture where they say that, no, kids, you should not go to the water, you will die. And that so yeah. So for us to do that, so it's better to take our kids to a swimming school or swimming academy where they will be able to learn how to swim. Yes, that will prevent a lot, and because you knowing how to swim can really save lives out there. Remember, imagine you are on water resort where you can swim, and then there's a child drowning there. Because you can swim, you've already saved a life. Yes, that's how. So it's very important for every single person to learn how to swim.
I just love how you view it, because really, when you look at it, especially in the period that we find ourselves now, we're going into the festive season, right?
Yes.
There are a lot of people that are going to be visiting resorts, the people that are going to beaches,
Yes.
there are people that are visiting lakes and the likes, and people would want to find themselves in a way not having to think about the dangers that may be associated with you visiting a certain place for leisure, because you're not there seeking to be frustrated by whatever may happen in eventuality. And this then says more than ever, you need to stay ready for whatever happens. Does it become more important even around this time, or do you tend to see a lot of cases coming through around this time, because we tend to congregate a lot at these areas like your beaches? People have more time on their hands as well. Do you tend to see that around this time, or there are certain periods where maybe during school holidays that you need to then, more or less guard up, because there are a lot of people that will be visiting beaches, dams, and the likes, because they have time?
What I would say is that um, during this time, like where we're approaching the fun time that we going out there with family and friends. So during this time, more drowning happens because everybody's excited. Everybody wants to jump in there and do whatever they feel like it's right, but forgetting that I can't swim. So during this time, it's where drowning start. Like drowning happens a lot. So, and also with school trips. School trips, mostly of the kids drown on the school trips. So if we could really 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 do our best to learn how to swim and to take our kids there, it will really prevent a lot of things, a lot of drowning, and then we can be free. When you as a parent, you're at the water resort, and then you can swim and the child can also swim. It feels so nice, and people around you are also safe. Yes, because you know how to swim.
Yeah, like what you said, it was profound. Say, if we are two and there's between us one that knows how to swim, you've already saved a life.
Yes.
I mean, that was very, very profound. But let me just remind our listeners at home that you find us live on 0861987000. There on X, we go by PowerFM 987 at Katlego Logodi underscore. I think that Lucas wanted to engage, so we'll take him and then we'll come back and wrap up as well. But there's something that you mentioned here as well, Joe Eric, that parents need to be present as ever where some of these issues are concerned. And some parents, it may come across as if they are underestimating the risks that are associated with not knowing how to swim. You hear others though saying it becomes somewhat of an expensive avenue to explore, even for your young one, taking them to those lessons, the private lessons, the schools, that it does become expensive. Many families cannot afford the private lessons. Is this something that you're picking up? Does this become an expensive exercise, or that is something that is archaic as time tend to progress? Things start to open up, and there's access to some of these opportunities where people can then learn how to swim without having to think about digging deeper into their pockets.
Yep. Like now, at Prestige College. Prestige College in Amaskra. So they don't have the culture of swimming around. So I had to go there with the mind of I need to build the culture of swimming, because this is really gonna help the kids around here and the community also. So according to the prize and all that, I'm speaking of my club now. With my club, I don't really look at the money issue. I look at the safety of our country. You understand? I look at the safety of our kids out there. I look at the safety of. I just want everybody to be safe. So I don't really charge because I want to make money out of it. I'm just there to help people to know how to swim. That's why you find out that people say, why are you swimming lessons this much and this much? So my point is not to take money from people. My point is to save lives out there. Yes. So it's not, and some parents that should also be willing to sacrifice other things for their kids, because I feel like it's important. This is a lifetime thing. So for you to to spend, let's say, to spend 1,000 rand for your son or your daughter to be safe out there, than just keeping it to get something, or maybe get yourself something, or get something that you need to eat or something. But for me, I think it's best to always prefer to take what can save lives than what we can just eat and then the next day we come back and buy again. So yeah.
I see. So let's break it down then in terms of the packages that you guys offer there at Nguvu. How do we see you helping people out in this regard? Are there age dynamics in terms of those that you get to train? Do you see adults as well having that opportunity to come through if they want to learn how to swim? What do we get if someone knocks now and say, I'm approaching Nguvu, I want to speak to Joe Eric and we want to start something here? What is it that you're offering as Nguvu?
As Nguvu Swimming Club, we offer from the age of 2 to an adult, any age. So we want everybody to know how to swim. That's why we've come with the offer of everybody should know how to swim. So what we do is we've got beginners who want to do safety water, learn how to swim. We've got kids that who want to compete. So we are a club that do everything. We do also life-saving training. So we are a club that do everything. So what we do is we've got adult lessons, we've got kids lessons, we've got competitive swimmers lessons. So that's what we do actually. We are also based in Hatfield and Hillcrest Swimming Pool at Hillcrest Swimming Pool next to Brooklyn, and we're also based in Amasra at Prestige College. So everybody should feel free to come, and we are there to help people to be safe out there. So
do you see people wanting to just stay on? I know I've learned, I've managed to fulfill what I've came here for. I wanted you to help me with the basics, and you tend to get people that just fall in love with it to a point where they just keep coming back. I know I've accomplished what I needed to. I know how to do the backstrokes and everything else in between. But you get people that would say, I've found somewhat of a newfound love, a relation with water, where you just constantly want to come back and swim, even though it's not a matter of you having to learn. You've already learned,
yes.
But you've developed something here that you keep on, you carry with you going into the future.
Yeah, I do have. I have clients that have been with me close to, I think, 3 years. They are old. They are 40. The other lady, they are 42, and the other, I think I've got clients that have been with me. They already know how to swim, but they'll still train for fitness because swimming it has a big impact in the body.
There's a fitness element to it.
Yes,
And I was going to say that the benefits, greater benefits to knowing how to swim.
Yeah. So as we grow and as we get older, these clients that were they say, okay, coach, we already know how to swim now. What do we do next? I say to them, you don't stop swimming. You continue swimming. If this is what you love, then continue swimming. It's part of your sports now. You love it, then go for it. Then I still have people that continues to do that.
That is nice. So we do have Joe Eric here in studio. So the lines are open. If you want to engage, let's engage as well. Coming through from the Nguvu Swimming Club, Joe Eric Badimuke. Let's go to the lines. Joe Eric, we have Dede Lucas who's calling us from Centurion. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the show. He was trying it. He was trying it. He caught us off guard. He caught us off guard.